Alright, so I made the mistake of having this thing delivered to my parents' place, which is just down the road a little ways. I don't know, it's probably a quarter of a mile, but this thing goes really slow, so it's taking a little while to get to the property.
So I rented this mini excavator to dig the footings with and also to dig some stumps out. So my brother came up to help me, but this is really our first time driving an excavator like this, so there was a bit of a learning curve. But we ended up getting pretty decent at it after a day or two. Alright, so these stumps are proving to be a lot harder to dig out than I was anticipating. We finally got the smaller one out, but this big one is still not really budging. The issue is the taproot. You can see how deep it goes. So you just have to make a huge hole to get these pine trees out. Alright, we finally got those tree stumps out. Now we're just filling the hole back in. Made a pretty big hole. Hey, what's up guys? So we're back up here at the lake. It's been about a week since we pulled those stumps out, but we had some pretty bad weather. A lot of rain came through, so we've been waiting for that to clear up. So yeah, it's a little muddy right now, but we should still be able to probably tomorrow start digging the footings. So yeah, getting back to it. So I've got this enclosed trailer set up as my mobile workstation and tool storage. So yeah, this really helps for storing materials, and then I've got all my tools in here and just helps keep everything organized. I don't know what I would do with all this stuff if I didn't have it, so. One of the benefits about building a house is I get permission to buy new tools. For the foundation, we're going to be using these square foot plastic forms. We're using 28-inch by 28-inch forms for the corners and 22-inch forms for the rest. There will be 19 footings total, which will give us about 70 square foot of contact with the soil. There's a mix of sand and clay on the site. Some of the footings are what appears to be straight sand, and some are red or tan clay. So just going off of generic soil bearing capacities, that should give us about 140,000 pounds of bearing. Now, I'm no geotechnical engineer, so I'm going off a bit of guesswork here, but I feel like this foundation will be plenty strong enough for our small house.
Action.
I did that on purpose.
This is how we're gonna get fit. Just walking up and down this hill. So what are you doing?
I'm just probing the soil, trying to see how much further down I need to dig before we get to some undisturbed soil, because I think this is kind of where we dug the stumps out, so we need to make sure we get down past all the backfill that we put in over those stumps, or the holes, I mean.
A necessary part of working in the woods. Put some rebar inside of this footing form.
thick. So we've set all these posts in the corners because we were having trouble getting accurate measurements with strings, because down on the low end the strings were up in the air, so it was hard just to get measurements and try to get everything square. So this way we have like physical, posts or points in the ground that we can measure from, and it just makes it a lot easier to get it all square. And then that way we're making sure we're getting our footings in the right location. So we're just going to pull this string to that other post and make sure we're perfectly square. Then we can dig the rest of our footings.
So what are we gonna do to check this measurement?
I'm going to do the 3, 4, 5 method, where you measure 3 foot out this way, 4 foot the other way, and then the diagonal should be 5 feet. Pythagoras. Alright, so now that we've got our 4 corner posts set and we've got them pretty square, at least as square as we could get them, it's just really challenging on this slope trying to get everything aligned. But I think they're close enough to where once we actually pour the concrete and set the posts on top of them, there'll be enough wiggle room to where we can kind of fudge it if we need to. But yeah, we've pulled strings across and we've marked out the other locations for our other footings, and we're ready to dig those. And once those have been dug, we'll pull strings across again and we'll set our footings and we'll get those exactly where they need to go, and just do some final checks, and we'll be ready for concrete hopefully next week or so. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that video. That's going to be it for now, but stay tuned. We're going to hopefully be pouring concrete in the next one. So yeah, thanks for watching.